What's up, fellow humans? Today we have another mindfulness exercise for you to do on your own um, or to add to your toolbox. Today we have another mind. Today we're really going to focus on grounding. So people say, what is grounding? What does that mean? And I think many of these words in the mindfulness realm are very much open to interpretation after you experience them. But to give us a jumping off point, grounding is really just feeling present in the moment, feeling secure in the moment, feeling supported, feeling safe. So oftentimes when we talk about grounding, we may just like, you may have someone say, like, just focus on your feet, just to feel supported by the earth. And like where that comes from, like if you think of a tree is very much grounded. Its roots go deep, deep, deep into the earth's surfaces. And, through rain, through turmoil, through natural disasters, not all, but some, trees can stay grounded. They can stay in the ground. They can stay upright. Maybe they take some damage to them, but they're still foundational. They're still connected to their life force and their source of energy. So in the same way, we want to ground ourselves, or in a similar way. So today, the way we're going to ground ourselves is just by focusing on our different sensory channels. So five senses, just a little review. We have sight, touch, taste, smell, and hearing. So for all of us, these different senses can give us information about life, and it helps us interpret our experience through life. Um, it can also, though, be a tool to help us regulate. So, like for me, for instance, the sense of smell is one that really helps me to relax, calm down, slow down, just take a beat. In the same way, it can be a stressor that it actually changes my mood. So like for instance, like I try to make sure I don't keep food in my house and take my trash out because I know things smell bad. It interferes with how I may show up in the world or in my experiences. So we're gonna look at we're gonna use different senses during this practice. And you can do this forever how long or short you want to. I'm going to do it just kind of like however spirit moves me in this moment. So probably like a minute or two for like each sense. But for you, you can always just pick one sense if you want. You can pick multiple and do them for whatever length of time you'd like to do them. All right. So just go ahead and get comfy if you are seated. Please do not do this while you are operating any sort of machinery, driving. Let's be mindful and give it our undivided attention. All right. No multitasking in this moment. So if you're seated, get comfy in your seat. If you are, walking in that kind of walking meditative stance, that's cool. If you're lying down, that works as well. And we're going to start with our sense of sight. So I just encourage you to look around the room and pick an object. So maybe it's like, you notice the carpet underneath of you, or you notice something on the wall. I'm gonna take my wallpaper behind me here. It's also in front of me. And so just bring that into your awareness and start to notice different details about it. So I'm going to leave you in silence for a moment. You can notice textures, colors, shapes, themes, objects, whatever it is that helps you to get a little bit more deeper, a little bit more grounded into the moment. So as I look at this wallpaper, I notice that there's lots of hues of green, earth tones, yellows, oranges. I have cheetahs and tigers on the walls, lots of flowers. The background, though, behind all the imagery is black. Some of the leaves are outlined with green, and inside they may have different colors. Like one I see it's kind of like a squiggly point, like it's not totally solid. And like strong parameters. It's more like if you kind of just scribbled with a color pencil. Some of the leaves have orange inside, but again, it's not solid. It's like little dots of orange make up the inside. And even within those dots, they have like little spots of yellow within them. So I'm really looking for as much detail or as much nuance as I can find in this object that I picked out. So as we go through the next couple, I'm going to cue them, but I won't give descriptors. So let's go ahead and transition to our sense of smell. Let's go ahead and transition to our sense of smell. If it feels good to close your eyes while you're not using them, that's totally okay. Now let's focus on our sense of hearing. Just noticing what you can hear around you, the details of those sounds as well. Are they far? Are they close? Let's shift to our sense of taste. Sometimes this can be a hard one, a tricky one. So if you recently ate something or you're eating right now, you may be able to still taste that on your mouth. If you haven't had food or drink in a while, you may just notice the taste of your own saliva. If there's nothing and you feel like there's nothing there, that's okay too. And lastly, we're going to transition to our sense of touch or feeling. And you can interpret this both internally and externally. So externally, you may feel your clothes touching your skin or your socks on your ankles. For instance, I can feel my earrings dangling from my head right now. I can or my ears. I can feel the weight of them. It also may be internal. So maybe you feel lightness in your stomach. Maybe you feel an itch on your toe. Maybe you feel pressure in your knee. Hopefully not, but maybe. Even an emotional feeling. If you notice feelings of joy, peace, conflict, confusion, no emotions are good or bad. We don't have to judge them. They're just information. Just noticing what comes up there. Hmm. Yeah, this feels yummy for me. Okay. Go ahead and just notice all your senses. Be open to whatever comes up for you, whichever sensory channel they may be on. Just notice if there's any impact that has to your experience. All right, when you're ready, you can begin to add any movement that feels good for you. Feel free to stretch out the body. If it's practical for you and you need to let out any noise, please do so. Stretch out the body. If you need to add any, would let go of any sounds or any noises, feel free to do so. You may let out a jolt or yell or a laugh. That's okay too. So after this practice, I'm going to encourage you once again to journal, to journal about this experience. And again, that journaling can take format in different ways. It can be like a standard journal. It can be a bullet journal where you just write down one or two little points that you experienced during this time. It can be a one sentence journal where you may have one long sentence or whatever length it feels good to note this experience. And just start to notice. I really encourage you to also either think or write a response to this prompt. Just which sense from our five sensory channels do you feel most connected to? That is all for today, my friends. Thank you again for joining me. Take care.